when the lights shut off and it's my turn to settle down. My main concern, promise that you will sing about me. Promise that you will sing about me. I said when the lights shut off and it's my turn to settle down. My main concern, promise that you will sing about me. Promise that you will sing about me. I woke up this morning and figured I'd call you in case I'm not here tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can borrow a peace of mind. I'm behind on what's really important. My mind is really distorted. I find nothing but trouble in my life. I'm fortunate you believe in a dream. This orphanage we call a ghetto is quite a routine. And last night was just another distraction or a reaction of what we consider madness. I know exactly what happened. You ran outside when you heard my brother cry for help. Held him like a newborn baby and made him feel like everything was alright in a fight he tried to put up. But the type of bullet that stuck had went against his will. Last blood spill on your hands, my plan's rather vindictive. Everybody's a victim in my eyes. When I ride, it's a murderous rhythm. And outside became pitch black, a demon glued to my back, whispering, get him, I got him, and I ain't give a fuck. That same mentality I told my brother not to duck. In actuality, it's a trip how we trip off of colors. I wonder if I ever discover a passion like you and recover the life that I knew as a youngin' in pajamas and thunderdons. When thunder comes, it rains cats and dogs dumb. Niggas like me never prosper. Prognosis of a problem child. I'm proud and well devoted. This Pyro shit been in me forever. So forever I'ma push it wherever, whenever. And I love you cause you love my brother like you did. Just promise me you tell this story when you make it big. And if I die before your album drop, I hope. Promise that you will sing about me. Promise that you will sing about me. I said when the lights shut off and it's my turn to settle down. My main concern, promise that you will sing about me. Promise that you will sing about me. You wrote a song about my sister on your tape and called it Section 80. The message resembled Brenda's got a baby. What's crazy was I was hearing about it but doubted your ignorance. How could you ever just put her on blast and shit, judging her past and shit? Well, it's completely my future. A nigga behind me right now asking for ass and shit. And I'ma need that $40 even if I gotta fuck, suck, and swallow. And the parking lot Gonzalez Park, I'm followed by a married man and father of three. My tears bounce on the cadence of his tingling keys. Matter of fact, he my favorite cause he tipped me with ease. He got a cousin named David and I seen him last week. This is the life of another girl damaged by the system. These foster homes I run away and never do miss them. See my hormones just run away, and if I can get them back to where they used to be, then I'd probably be in the denim of a family gene that showed women how to be women. Or better yet, a leader. You needed to learn something, then you probably need to be the. That's how I was taught. 3 niggas in one room. First time I was tossed and I'm exhausted. But fuck that, sorry for your lost shit. My sister died in vain, but what money you tryna gain? If you can fit the pumps, I walk in. I'll wait. You're but a little too late, and if you have an album date, just make sure I'm not in the song. Cause I don't...
How's it going, everyone? I hope all of you are doing well out there, staying warm. I know there's a lot of ice out there. Oh! Oh! You like that pun? You like that pun? Yeah, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. I got a lot to say. I'm chewing gum right now to focus. You'll notice that the patient's thermometer is not on the screen. That's because I have no intention of bringing it out. It is it's a serious topic, you know? What's happening? There are people literally being rounded up in the privacy of their own homes, in the middle of the night, in the dead of night. There are mothers being separated from their children. Fathers being separated from their children. husbands and wives being torn apart because Donald Trump because of Donald Trump. Because of Trump. Had we gotten Kamala in the White House, this wouldn't have happened. We have a real ICE problem. Tyranny is rising up, and so must we. Tyranny is rising up, and so must we. I'm not joking about any of this. I intend on keeping this stream up on my channel. I say that every time. I'm never able to do it because people spam me, with stupid bot abuse and just bull crap like that. I'm trying to not cuss so much because I really want this to stay up on my channel. So I'm trying to not cuss in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the stream. I don't want to get YouTube. I don't want YouTube to block this or private it. I'm not using any copyrighted material this stream because it's important to me that people who are immigrants can see this. My name, hi, if you've never seen my channel and you're getting here from tags or the title, my name is Michael Cottrell. I've been on YouTube for, 16 years now, this past, the 16th or 14th of January, this month. And throughout my time on this platform, I have expressed myself freely, and I'm very thankful to have a platform like this. I have been called every name in the book. I've been misconstrued as a troll. And as an actor. I've been called a comedian. I've been called a jokester. I've been called this. I've been called a fat ginger. I've been called a faggot. I've been called insults and slurs. I've been called the N-word. I've been called everything in the book, okay? But what you can't call me is a liar. I'm being honest. When I express myself, whether or not you agree with me, I'm telling you my truth. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm here for you. I've been fighting for people who I feel are marginalized for a long time now. Pardon me, let me spit my gum out so I can talk more efficiently. I have been called a social justice warrior, mockingly so. People have called me this as a disparaging remark. They've mocked me because I am white passing. I pass as Caucasian, even though I don't consider myself white. I consider myself Celtic, ginger, but we're not going to get into that right now. You don't have to agree with me with that. It's fine. We're not talking about that today. I've said a lot of things, and today I'm going to be saying a lot of stuff too. Tonight, I want to focus on ICE. So, let me do this. Let me hold on. Here's what we're going to do. Hello. Hi. Hi there. Hello to every illegal immigrant. I just consider you a dreamer. Hello to all of you right now watching. My name is Michael Cottrell. I have been called a social justice warrior rather mockingly, but I don't take them seriously, the people that mock me. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you watching. I am assuming you're an illegal immigrant. Ooh, that's so scary. Oh no. Everyone in America, everyone around the world is an illegal immigrant in some way or another. We come into this world. We're born here.
I'll tell you what
we
I'm gonna
are.
put in my mouth. All right, I'm gonna put your cock in my mouth, and I'm gonna bite it.
I really don't want. I'm trying to.
We lock, we arrest, and we will prosecute all illegal citizens, including redheads from Scotland and Georgia. Please use the federal number.
Okay. Now, I want to just say something real quick to those of you who are watching right now. Because after this stream has ended, it is a stream currently, but I really want to format this as kind of a video. kind of a sit-down chat, a frank discussion about rights that you have if you encounter ICE. I want to help you. I want to help you arm yourself metaphorically, not literally with guns or anything. I don't condone violence. But right now I'm talking to you at home or wherever you are right now.
Fatty boom boom, me sweet sugar dumpling. Hey fatty boom boom, let me tell you something.
Good morning everyone from Korea, this is my live stream. Why is this angry red-headed ass clown taking over my stream? He's been threatening me to throw me in jail in Korea and I will not go to jail.
1 second, okay.
This Ranga leprechaun should be arrested.
They stuck a needle through my nipple.
Good morning everyone from Korea, this is my live stream. Why is this angry red-headed ass clown
I'm
taking
trying
over my
to
stream?
do it. Okay.
He's been threatening me to throw me in jail
Okay.
in Korea and I will
All
not
right.
go to jail. This Ranga leprechaun should be arrested.
Hi! Hey, how's it going? Hey there. My name is Michael Cottrell, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about how you can defend yourself against ICE. If you happen to have an ICE encounter, if you are what some might
Cowboys
consider
in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Okay, alright, that's... Okay, that's very fucking funny! Okay. I'm not gonna restart again, okay? I'm doing this one more fucking time. Hey! So, this is gonna be on my channel after it's ended the stream. I want this to be kind of a video. I'm gonna edit out the beginning here. So let's start now. Hi everyone, my name is Copper. If you're watching this right now, I'm assuming you're an illegal immigrant. I don't judge, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, my ancestors came here illegally. You know, there weren't any kind of borders to cross, so to speak, and they took advantage of that. And they also brought people here from Africa and things like that they didn't want to come. You know, they forced people to come here, and now they complain about people who are coming here looking for a better life. Interesting how that works. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be talking to all of you at home or wherever you are in the world. God bless you, much love. Wherever you are in the world right now, I want to talk to you about what you can do if you have an ICE encounter. ICE has been going around rounding people up, in my opinion, illegally. They have been snatching people out of their homes in the dead of night. I don't care if you consider this lawful or not. I think it's immoral. It might not be illegal to do this under this Trump regime, but I consider it highly immoral, unethical, and unkind. It's just, simply put, mean. And so tonight, I'm going to be talking to all of you at home or wherever you are, like I said, watching. I'm going to be telling you some of your rights that you have if you have an ICE encounter, kind of how you can defend yourself against ICE. And yeah, and we're going to have a sit-down, a discussion. Maybe we have some illegal immigrants. I call them dreamers, of course. Maybe that's a little old hat of me. But yeah, I don't consider you an illegal immigrant. I think that you come here looking for a better life. If you're willing to pay your way and, you know, support the country via the economy and kind of participate in America and what it is or wherever you are. If you want to go to Sweden, if you're a Muslim wanting to go to England, cool. I don't care. I think that's pretty freaking sweet, dude. You know, a lot of you guys, wherever you're from, you're bringing a lot of culture with you. Food, music, inspiration, you know, all kinds of things that will inspire others around you. And I think
We are going to make our country great
stands to
again.
gain a lot from your...
Who's ready to get rowdy tonight? Copper, are you doing rowdy video requests? It's Rowdy Friday and we are here to get rowdy. Mower ear wet ear, mower ear wet ear, mower ear wet ear, mower ear wet ear, mower ear wet ear.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to actually ask Cameron to edit out the bot comments, okay, the bot abuse. I'm going to have him actually edit them. So let me just say something real quick, okay? Yeah, weird, right? You just saw a little cut there, little jump cut. It might seem abrupt here and there when I kind of like will be talking about something and then suddenly I'll just kind of cut. That's because I'm currently live streaming and I have a group of people, Trump supporters generally, who are white, racist, white, straight, cis males, heterosexual males, who basically get entertainment out of trying to derail my streams and ruin what could otherwise be educational. I consider them class clowns. I've been calling them that for quite a few years now. But, so if you see any kind of cut moving forward during the stream, like right fucking now!
Another cut, 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 another.
Okay, Cameron, Aubrey, whoever's editing this, start now. Just happened again. I was mid-sentence, and a user named Art had to fart on the stream. So I'm actually going to have Aubrey, my wife, my beautiful wife, or my wife. Here, let me cut this out. Okay. Start here, actually. Okay. Yeah, just happened again. I was mid-sentence, and I had a user who I won't name interject and interrupt my stream. I really want to keep this up on my channel, and I would like it to be in a video kind of format, a re-upload after the stream is ended. I am currently live streaming, so, you know, I have some trolls that will comment here and there, but we won't pay them any attention. So if you do see me kind of oddly cut mid-sentence, that's why. Just so you know. Yeah. Hola, ¿cómo está? Me llamo Miguel. My name is Michael. Hello. Me llamo Copper. Me llamo CopperCab. But yeah, anyway. Me habla español poquito. Perdón mi poquito. Not so much. I speak a little Spanish, but not a ton. I know some Spanish. I know my A, B, C, H, D, E, F, K, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I know my Spanish alphabet. I also know 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7, 8, 7, 9. I know my numbers as well. I know my alphabet. I know quite a bit of Spanish. I have actually tried to learn a lot of Spanish in recent years because I feel as though I want to kind of practice what I preach, and I actually think that the kind of Mexification or the Hispanification of America is a beautiful thing.
We are going to
and
make our country great again.
Okay, get this fucking GIF
Aubrey,
off
abuse
my
your wife.
stream!
Please cut here. The timestamp is 1855.
Besa mi culo, pendejo! Cállate, puto! Cállate! Cállate, puto! Tu madre es muy grande y gorda! Besa mi culo. Cállate. Vamos. Perdón mi. Me llamo Miguel. Me llamo Copper. Anyway, as I was saying, sorry about that. Pardon me. I just had an interruption. But anyway, as I was saying. So again, if there are any kind of weird interjections or cuts. This is going on for far too long. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Michael. Me llamo Miguel. Me llamo Copper. I am from America, but I'm a very worldly person. I've traveled. You got to be fucking kidding me! Can you guys just stop,
Ice another
please?
cut, another cut, another cut, another cut, another cut, another cut, another cut, another
Okay,
cut, another cut,
that's really
another
that's
cut,
great.
another
Thanks a
cut,
lot.
another cut,
I'm trying to help immigrants.
another cut,
Okay.
another cut, another cut, another cut, another
Okay.
cut,
That's fine. That's fine. Cause here's what I'm gonna do. You son of a bitch. You fucking puto. I'm going to talk. I'm gonna keep fighting ICE. I'm gonna keep fighting MAGA even harder. I'm gonna fight ICE. I'm gonna fight Trump. I don't give a shit. The more you insult me, the more you abuse the bot, the more I'm gonna fight harder. Cause I can take it. I can take it hard. Okay, that sounds sexual. I don't mean it sexual. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael, or Copper. Me llamo Miguel, y me llamo Copper. ¿Cómo estás? I hope that you're...
Fatty boom
Okay,
boom,
like, I just want to... Okay,
sweet sugar dumpling. Hey, fatty boom boom.
I'm gonna fucking get my... I am going to have my fucking intro. I am going to have my fucking intro. Art, shut up.
Another cut, 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 another cut.
Okay. Hey. Hello. Hola. Buenas tardes. Buenos noches. Hola. Buenos noches. Me llamo Miguel y me llamo Copper. Pardon me. Anyway, my name is Michael. My name is Copper. I go by Michael or Copper. Tonight I am going to be, and I say tonight like this because I'm currently streaming. So in the as the video continues, you might see some weird cuts because I've got moron people, stupid people, estupido, muy estupido, trolls, idiots interrupting me, Trump clowns, ICE supporters, people like that. They're trying to fuck with me. Pardon me. So if you see that, sorry. Pardon me. It's not meant to be weird and disjointed. I just want to say that right out of the gate. My name is Copper. Mi amo Copper. I am coming tonight. Okay. 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 All right. I'm going to just do a clean intro. No weirdness. I'm not coming. Okay. Hola. 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 Buenos noches. Mi amo Copper. Hello. My name is Copper. I'm going to be talking to you right now via a live stream, which I will have later on edited, hopefully cleanly. I do have trolls watching right now, so they might interrupt me. So if you see a weird cut, that's why. I'm not trying to do odd jump cuts, but I want to cut out the bullshit, which is pretty much anything the trolls say. It's just total bullshit. And so that's for your benefit. So I'm actually going to do it myself because I can't trust Cameron, my editor, to do it for me. I'll take it into Final Cut on my Mac. My name is Michael. I also go by Copper. Mi llamo Michael y Copper. Michael and Copper. I go by both. I want to talk to you tonight about how to defend yourself against ICE, the MAGA regime, Donald Trump, is a tyrant. In the past, I would have called him a would-be tyrant. I consider him a tyrant now. It's absolutely no longer up for debate. Donald Trump is the modern-day Hitler, but not in the way of like a Holocaust, because I don't want to disrespect, the Jews that went through that kind of horrible, traumatic experience. I don't want to minimize what that was by calling Trump Hitler. I used to call Trump Hitler after the Charlie Kirk situation, after things like that. I don't want to call him
Joe.
I don't want to call him Hitler, like necessarily.
Joe.
Because it's really awful what happened. It's really awful what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Llamo Michelle. Hola buenos nocos. Podría agregar otro corte, por favor?
That's okay. Because I'm going to edit this out anyway, Art. That's okay. That's okay! That's okay, Art! That's okay, Art! Because I'm going to edit it out!
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch
I'm
on their
going to
knees
edit it
wanting
out.
to suck cowboy cock.
It's fine. I'm going to edit it out. Okay. CopperCab, queso, what happened? Okay, fuck off. Okay. Yeah, so like that, for example. What just happened was a jump cut because I had a troll, couple of them actually, comment and they tried to derail the stream because they don't like you. There are racists in the world that want your life to be miserable. You got to understand that. That's the first thing I want you to know, is that not everyone likes you. A lot of people actually hate you. And I don't mean dislike, I mean hate. They do not like you. They don't like your mom. They don't like your dad. They don't like your children. They don't like you. They don't like anything about you. You are, in their minds, because of Donald Trump, you are what stands in the way of the white American of having a utopia. That's what they think. That's what Trump has led these people, like the ones who interrupt my stream. Trump has led them like sheep. Bah! He has led them like sheep. Herded them like sheep. He herds them, because they are sheep, into a pasture of hate. Not a pasture of hate. I mean, it's a little too metaphorical. Pardon me. See, like that, for example, I had to jump cut because I had a couple of Trump trolls comment on the stream, unfortunately. They hate you. The trolls do. They hate me, maybe, but I know they hate you. Why? Well, because Trump has told them to. These are people without a mind of their own, and they are easily led astray. They are manipulated very easily. If at this point in the country you are a Trump supporter, and I'm talking to the people who are not illegal immigrants watching right now, because I'm assuming there are some white people watching, and I'm also assuming that there are some Trump supporters watching. If you are currently a Trump supporter in 2026, January 23rd, 2026, you are a sheep. You are easily manipulated. You have a mind like Play-Doh. You have a mush brain. I can just squish you around, roll you around like Play-Doh, and throw you in the trash. You are a moron. Trump is not your friend. He's not a friend of any of us. He is an enemy of the people. However, I do want to say, I'm not a fan of the violent rhetoric that has been going on, even recently with the ICE stuff. I'm not a big fan of certain movements that have been going on that are against ICE. I think that there are much better ways of stopping ICE legally, safely, non-violently. I'm not a fan of violence. I never have been, really. And after the Charlie Kirk situation, tragedy, I should say, I am, I'm a bit changed. Like, in the way I speak, I think about the way I say things sometimes more than I used to. Because when you call someone literally Hitler, like I used to and so many others, it makes morons, I should say, and I do mean left-leaning morons, because I am obviously a left-leaning person, sure. I don't claim to be a Democrat anymore, and I'm not necessarily a Republican. I mean, obviously I'm not a Republican, but I'm not necessarily a Democrat either. I am kind of just an island. I'm politically an island. I'm an islander. You know what I mean? I don't have a home politically. what happened to Charlie Kirk was terrible. It was horrible. Absolutely dreadful. It was a tragedy. It was disgusting. It shouldn't have ever happened. So tonight when I am speaking, I need you to remember that none of what I am saying is a call to violence. Far from it, actually. What I want to focus on tonight is healthy, legal, safe ways to defend yourself. Not necessarily fight offensively, but defend yourself defensively. Protect yourself in a defensive way, in a legal way, against ICE. So what I want to do is I want to arm you, metaphorically speaking, with facts, being armed with facts and things like that. Knowing your rights is basically what I want to talk about tonight. Things like the right to remain silent, the right to ask, am I free to leave? Things like that. I've got a list here. I'm going to go through a few of them. I'm going to discuss each one. I want to help you defend yourself by basically being armed with knowledge. Because knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is power. And the class clowns, the trolls, don't want you to have any power. People like Art, people like Adolf Ginger Tyrant, people like CopperCab, my name is Copper for the billionth time, they don't want you to have power. They want you powerless. They want you powerless because they are racist. My name is Copper. And tonight, I'm going to be teaching everyone who is watching currently how to defend themselves against ICE in a safe, legal, and respectful manner, okay? In a respectable way. First things first, you need to know something if you're watching this right now. And I'm assuming you're an illegal immigrant watching. In fact, I hope you are. I need you to know that people in America and everywhere else, if you're a migrant in England, if you're like a Muslim migrant in England, if you're in Sweden, if you're in America, wherever you are, if you're brown or if you're just someone who doesn't look like they belong, people don't like you. The world is racist. White people generally are racist people, specifically in the West in America. Russia, it's a real problem. I'm not even talking about how they treat Muslims and stuff in China, the Uyghurs, Uyghurs or whatever they're called. That's not me saying the N-word, by the way. That's is it Uyghur? Something. There's some kind of thing going on. I'm not going to get on that subject right now, but it's quite awful. Anyway, people just don't like foreigners, even legal ones. I need you to know that. If you're a foreigner in America, even if you're legal, white people, Trump supporters will tell you up and down, they love you. They like you if you're legal. No, they don't. No, they don't. MAGA is a racist movement. If you are a Mexican or a black person or a gay person or a woman and you're a MAGA person, you're in MAGA, you're in the Make America Great Again movement, you are essentially an Uncle Tom to them.
Cowboys
Like,
in the
that's what
showers
they're
at
saying.
Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Ignore this, just another ignorant person. They are racist. They're using you. If you're a woman, they're using you. MAGA is sexist. Do not forget how Trump talked about women when he thought he was not being recorded. Behind closed doors, Donald Trump talked about being famous and how when you're famous, women will let you do whatever you want to them. You can walk up to them and grab them by the pussy. He doesn't care. He disrespects women. He says awful things about Rosie O'Donnell, calls her a fat pig. Talks about women being on their period if they're asking him disrespectful questions. Bleeding out of wherever, I don't know. Google that, Donald Trump bleeding out of on Google, and it'll show you the quote where Donald Trump was calling a woman shitty, awful things and saying she must be on her period, basically. She's bleeding out of her this or that, or I don't even know wherever, because she's not. He's a piece of shit. He hates women. He only uses them for sex, uses them when it serves him. He's a complete and total narcissist. Poor people. He's a literal billionaire. His whole brand is
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
He doesn't care about you. Everyone who bitches about Israel or like whatever. Donald Trump. Look at how he's treated Israel. He's awful. He's an awful, awful person. Let me know when Trump completely releases the Epstein
Shut
list.
the fuck up.
Let me know.
You're a fucking cunt.
When you interrupt me, you only prove I'm right, by the way. Anyone who's abusing the bot or doing any of this kind of bullshit, you're literally proving me right because you're afraid to hear what I have to say. I'm speaking facts right now, and you hate to hear it. You hate to hear it. Anyone that celebrates you in the live chat, I'm assuming you're a Trump supporter, bitching, ah! Screaming, screeching. You're like rats. You're like little rats in the live chat. You're chat rats is what you are. You're a live chat rat. Listen. And you're just squealing in the chat. Shut up. Shut up. I'm talking to migrants tonight. If you're not a migrant, I don't want you in my chat. If you're not a migrant, streamlabs.com/CopperCab is off limits to you. So ignore it in the live chat. Ignore it in the description. Ignore it. This is I am going to be talking to migrants right now. The right to remain silent is the right I want you to use right now, class clowns. I'm going to be talking about rights tonight. Partially. I'll be talking about other things too. But I'm going to be arming illegal immigrants with knowledge. Not weapons. Because I am not a pro-violent person. I'm anti-violence. I do not agree with violence. None of what I say is a call to violence because I am totally against violence in every measure. I'm a pacifist, really. But I also believe in standing up for yourself.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
But I want
with my
people to
mouth.
do this legally.
All right? I'm gonna put your cock in my mouth, and I'm gonna bite it off, big.
You are a grifter, my friend, and I am a
Not a
Mexican
grifter,
who came into
literally
this
trying to
country
help
with proper
people.
documentation.
I
You
know that's
cannot
like the
force
hot
people
word to
fight
call
the law
everyone
and
that
should
you
be
don't
ashamed
agree
to
with.
hoe to Satan,
Everyone
phosphor,
that doesn't
phosphor,
agree with
another
me,
cut, another cut,
excuse
another
me,
cut, another cut,
every
cut, cut,
person
cut,
that
cut.
doesn't agree with me is a grifter. If you're saying something that I don't like on a live stream, 100% I'm going to call you a grifter. You're a fucking Karen. Shut the fuck up, you pussified beta male. You little bitch. Shut the fuck up. No one asked you for your opinion. No one asked you for your fucking opinion, Jose. You're not even Jose. You're a white male using a Spanish name, commenting on a stream, abusing the robot at 9:28 p.m. CST. You're a fucking loser. Your mom doesn't love you. Shut the hell up. Sorry. I'm sorry. Not to that bitch. Sorry for saying pussified. That wasn't, that was wrong with me. I shouldn't use pussy, as an insult. That is a microaggression towards women and men who have vaginas. And non-binary people who have vaginas as well. I apologize to all of you. I shouldn't use pussified. That's, a bit old-fashioned in a negative way. And I'm better than that. And I shouldn't call the guy a loser, and maybe your mom does love you. But, you know, she raised a piece of shit, so that's not my fault. That's her fault. And your dad's fault. I don't know. Maybe they weren't present in your life. I don't know. I'm getting too personal. I shouldn't. Sorry. Disregard those comments. They're too mean. I'm better than that. Anyway, as I was saying, tonight I want to arm let me not say arm. That sounds too weird. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Copper. Me amo Copper. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about some ways that you can defend yourself legally, safely, non-violently, respectfully, and kindly against the fascist regime of Donald Trump and his army of ICE agents. One of the ways that you can do that, of course, is knowing your rights. And we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to be talking about that right now. This is a live stream, but I will be uploading this as a video after the fact. And I'm going to be doing some edits because we've also got some trolls watching the stream. Some racist Trump supporters, you know, who will interject randomly, trying to kind of get me off my train of thought and derail the stream, the video. So if you see some weird cuts here and there, that's why, just so you know. Okay, let's begin. Right number one, I'm going to be reading this off a list here. The right to remain silent. When dealing with an ICE agent, you need to remember you have these are core rights that you should remember. Even if you're an illegal immigrant, which I don't really consider you illegal. I think you're a dreamer. I mean, all of our ancestors, if you're in America or in England, wherever, I mean, at some point in your family's history, you were probably an illegal immigrant if you're not an illegal immigrant. So even if you're like a white person or white adjacent, like I'm a ginger, I'm not white, I'm a Celtic ginger, you know, I'm sure I've got some ancestors at some point who were coming here when they didn't have some sort of reason to be here, or, you know what I mean? They weren't like a citizen. So at some point, we all have immigrants in our family. You know, we migrated somewhere from somewhere, our family's histories. So I don't have anything against you, but yeah. So it's good to know you've got rights. Remember that. Remember that when dealing with an ICE agent, remember the right to remain silent. Exactly. It's a big one. You don't have to answer questions. You don't. You don't need to answer questions about where you were born. You don't need to answer any questions about your immigration status. That is not required at all. You have that right. You absolutely have that right. Even if you're an undocumented citizen or an illegal immigrant, you still have your rights in America or wherever. Well, I mean, in America, I'm speaking about in America. I don't know the rights in the UK or other places, but, you know, this is an American-based stream, but we do have people watching from all over the world, but I'm specifically talking about America right now. So, yeah, the right to remain silent. You don't have to answer any questions about, you know, where you were born, your immigration status, how you entered the U.S. You can just say, I choose to remain silent. So let's do a little thing here, okay? I'm an ICE agent. Ready? Okay. Get down, Darky! Get the fuck down, brown boy! I got questions for you, bitch! Where the fuck were you born? Are you here illegally? Answer me now, bitch! Now, what do you say? What do you say to the racist piece of shit who's just bombarded into your house, calling you darky, midnight, chocolate, fucking whatever, just a bunch of racist slurs? What do you say to the dumb motherfucker, racist piece of shit, who's barged into your home at 3 a.m, waking you up out of a deep sleep? You're all discombobulated. You're like, oh, like, what do you say? What do you say? Exactly. You don't say a fucking thing. Okay? You don't need to explain your silence either. Explaining defeats the whole fucking point. Just be quiet. Okay? And remember also, ICE loves ambiguity. You need to understand. You can't, if you're going to talk, what you should say is, am I free to leave? You have that right. You have the right to ask, am I free to leave? Okay? Ask them this exactly. Am I being detained or am I free to leave? Always ask them that. Always ask. Always ask them. Remember, again, the right, and we're going to go over it very quickly. We'll do like a recap, and we'll just go over them very quickly. We'll jot them off. The right to remain silent and the right to ask the question, am I free to leave? They have to answer you. They absolutely have to. ICE agents have to answer this if you are being detained or not. If they say that you're free to leave, you can just literally walk away. You can literally leave them. If they continue following you, they are harassing you. You can literally call the police on the police. You can file a report on them. But yeah, if they say you're free to leave, you need to walk away and be casual, be slow, just like, like you got somewhere better to be, okay? You got somewhere else you need to go. If they say you're detained, stop moving. Just invoke your right to not speak, okay? Plead the fifth, okay? Just don't talk. Another thing you need to know. These are all important little nuggets of information that you need to remember. Muy importante. Muy importante. Muy importante. Anyway. The right
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay because you know what? I was already done with my first two anyway. I'm going to take a sip of water actually. All good. Anonymous, fuck you. Your third right that you need to remember is the right to refuse entry without a proper warrant. Remember that. ICE does not just have automatic warrants, okay? They still need a warrant. I'm fairly certain of that. So this applies to homes, especially. Homes matter. ICE cannot enter your home without, and I'm reading this off of the list here. ICE cannot enter your home without a judicial warrant signed by a judge with your correct name and address, yours. And they have to have an ICE administrative, They have to have an ICE administrative warrant form. Form I-200 or I-205 is not enough. So they have, if they have Form I-200 or Form I-205, that does not matter. They're invalid. ICE has to specifically have an ICE administrative form. A warrant, sorry. An ICE. So what you say when they come to the door, what you need to say if they come through the door.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Excuse me. What you have to say through the door to ICE, you say this through the door. I do not consent to entry. You say this, okay? You say, I do not consent to entry. Please slide the warrant under the door. Okay, so let's role play. Because I want you to remember this in your head. Boom, 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 boom. Open up, you piece of shit, darky! You fucking illegal immigrant! You brown, stupid son of a bitch! That's what they'll probably sound like. Hey, this is ICE! Open the fuck up, black boy! We gonna put your ass in jail! They'll say some racist, crazy shit like that. I know I'm saying some outlandish, fucking out of pocket shit. That's the point. I want you to remember this, okay? They'll say some racist, insane shit. So I know it sounds bad, because it is bad. That's the point. I see some people saying that they're going to clip it and take it out of context. You guys are assholes. I don't really... Whatever, dude. Like, if someone knocks on the door, what do you say? If someone bangs on your door saying that they're ICE and that they have a warrant, blah, 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 or whatever, or they just say open up, because they're probably not even going to tell you that they have a warrant. They'll probably just say, this is the police. Open the fucking door. Open up right now. Are you hiding anyone in there? Blah, blah, blah. What you say through the door, you don't open the door. You do not open the door. You say, I do not consent to entry. Please slide the warrant under the door. Slide it under the door. You tell them that. If the warrant is not an ICE administrative warrant, you say, or if it's not signed by a judge, it has to be signed by a judge. The door stays closed, end of story. It stays closed. You don't open the door. So remember that. Right to remain silent. The right to ask, am I free to leave or am I being detained? If they say you're free to leave, you can walk away. The right to refuse entry to your home. You know, if they don't have a proper warrant, they cannot come in. They need an ICE administrative warrant. Right number 4 is the right to not sign anything. This should be obvious, but I want to make this clear in case it's not. And this one's going to, by the way, save so many of you from wrecking your own fucking case, okay, against the ICE fucking regime. Don't sign anything. Just case closed. Just don't sign anything. You have the right to refuse your signature. You do not have to sign any voluntary departure papers, statements that you don't understand. You know, signing can waive away your rights to see a judge. You might sign something and suddenly you don't even have to go to see a judge. You just get shipped the fuck out. You know, you what you say is, I will not sign anything without speaking to a lawyer. You have to see a lawyer. Even if you don't have a lawyer, they have to appoint you a lawyer. That is your right. So again, every time I'm gonna read a new right, or I'm gonna talk about another one, I'm gonna list them all so you remember, it gets in your head. Okay? Again, the right to remain silent. You don't have to talk at all. 2, you have the right to ask, am I free to leave or am I being detained? If you're being detained, sit still. If they say that you are free to leave, if you're not being detained, you are free to leave. You can walk away casually, like, yeah, something better to do. Number 3, you have the right to refuse entry without a proper warrant. They need an ICE administrative warrant, not Form I-200 or I-205. They need an ICE administrative warrant specifically. Number 4, you have the right to not sign anything. In fact, you shouldn't, okay? It's very important that you don't sign anything. And you, of course, as I said earlier, you have the right to a lawyer. In fact, that's another right that I'm going to mention specifically. I want to make that an individual right now. Is you have the right to a lawyer, okay? Eventually. You might not have one immediately, but you will get a lawyer at some point. If they say that you are being detained, get a lawyer. Don't sign a fucking thing until you have a lawyer present. ICE does not have to provide you with a free lawyer, but you do have the right to speak to one. You have the right to speak to a lawyer. You have the right to request time to find a lawyer. You can do that. You also have the right to call a lawyer and call upon or call a lawyer if you're being detained, like I said earlier. So that's very important. Just say, I want to speak to a lawyer. That's what you have to say. They will get you a lawyer. You've got to ask for a lawyer. Don't sign anything. Say it. Just make sure you say it at least one time. But repeat it if you need to, okay? Just make sure you get a lawyer, okay? I just want to make that an individual thing. Because that is a right. You have the right to a lawyer. ICE does not have to legally assign you one immediately, but in the court, in the judicial system, you have the right to a lawyer. Whatever. I don't even know what one we're on, but I'm just going to... you have the right to a phone call. This is very muy importante, very important. If you are detained, if they don't give you the go-ahead to just leave, remember, you ask, am I free to leave or am I being detained? If you're being detained, you can make a phone call. You have the right to a phone call. You can make phone calls. You can contact a family. You can contact a friend. I would suggest contacting a lawyer or some sort of advocate, someone who's got your back, someone who is, knows what they're doing. And this is why community preparation, kind of like community prep matters so much. If you're in a community of people that have illegal immigrants or, undocumented migrants in them, you should have some sort of game plan in case this kind of thing happens. Have someone that you can call. Have someone that you can contact if you are detained by ICE, okay? Numbers should already be written down somewhere. Put them in your wallet. Keep your wallet on you. If you leave the house, you get detained. You should be able to have some sort of paper with numbers on it that you can call. Because they don't have, you don't have to, you have the right to call someone, but you don't have the right, you can't make the police go and fetch their numbers. You need to have those numbers on you at all times. Have them already written down, And also, it's good to have it written down on paper, not in your phone, because a phone can die. A telephone, you can run out of battery. It can die. A phone battery can die, but you know what doesn't? Paper. Paper doesn't die. Okay? Paper does not have battery. So physically write the numbers down on paper and put them in your wallet, like where you put your money, or slide it behind a card or something. Have it somewhere on your person where you can get to it. A piece of paper with numbers on it that you can call in case you get detained. Very, very, very important. Remember that. Please. Again, here's another right. It's the right to not content. This is so important. They're all important. The right, and this, by the way, applies to regular police as well. A lot of this applies. The right to not consent, essentially, to searches. Basically, they are not allowed to search you. They will always ask you, "Can I search? Are you holding anything? Do you have anything on you? Do you mind if I check your pockets?" Blah blah blah. Never, ever give them the consent to search you. Don't do it. Don't just give away your rights. They'll ask you these questions. They'll say, "Hey, blah blah blah." They'll say how you like. They'll also pretend to be your friend. A lot of police will pretend to be your friend. They'll coerce you. It's coercion. They're coercing you to give. Their whole job is to make you a criminal. That's what they want to do. They don't give a fuck about you. They got their own family, their own friends, their own lives when they're not on duty, when they're not, in their uniform. They don't know you. You're just another perp. That's all you are. You might as well not even have a fucking name or or whatever. Like, they don't give a shit about you. You're just another John Doe. They don't give a fuck. And the police largely is a fraternal organization. They look out for their own and no one else. It's a fraternity. It's a frat. They take care of their own. If another cop does something suspicious or fucked up and they find out that it's a police officer, they will give them special treatment. 100%. It happens all the time. There's tons of YouTube videos of it. Body cams. I mean, it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's so bad. But anyway, don't give them the consent to search you, because they might even try to plant something. I'm not saying they will, but you never know. Just remember that consent is always optional. You don't have to consent. And silence, remember the first right I told you, the first is the right to remain silent. That's your big one. Silence is much safer. You can just completely not reply to them, and they cannot search you. Okay? You do not have to consent to searches of your body, your car, your belongings, your purse, anything, your house. You can't. Am I lagging? See, this is Donald Trump trying to fuck. This is what I'm not stupid. Donald Trump is trying to ruin the stream. 100%. I'm getting too much information out there. Let me know when it's not lagging. Rest in peace to Lake and Riley, 100%. 100%. Are we good? Okay. So yeah, like I said, the right to remain silent, the right to ask, am I free to leave? Am I free to leave or am I detained? Am I being detained? If they say you're not, you're free to go. You can walk away. You don't have to talk to them, nothing. Just walk right away. Literally, just walk away. Don't get scared. Don't freeze up. Don't panic freeze. Just the right to not speak to them, but then you go, am I free to leave or am I being detained? Just say, am I being detained or am I free to leave? If they say you're not being detained, then you just literally, you can ignore them as they're talking to you after that. If they say you're not being detained, you're free to leave. You're like, bye. And just start walking away mid-sentence. If they say you're being detained, you gotta just chill out, though. The right to refuse entry without a proper warrant. Again, you just say to them at the door, I do not consent to any kind of entry. Please slide the warrant under the door. Just say that. If it's not signed, if the warrant is not signed by a judge, it doesn't matter. The door is closed. It stays closed. End of story. Again, the right to, on the point of signing things, like has to be signed by a judge, the warrant. You, though, don't have to sign anything, okay? Do not accidentally sign away your rights or whatever, okay? Just say, I'm not signing anything until I see a lawyer. Make sure you say that. Make sure you say that. I'm not signing anything without speaking to a lawyer. On that also, you have the right to a lawyer eventually. You might not have one immediately. The ICE does not have to provide you with one, but you can get one eventually. The right to a phone call. Keep a piece of paper on you that has numbers on it. The right to not consent to searches, as I was just saying. You don't have to consent to any kind of search of anything, of your car, your house, your person, your purse, anything on you, like your clothes. You don't have to consent. Just say, I do not consent to any searches. You say, here's what happens. ICE shows up. You're quiet. If you're outside and they've got you there, you're not in your house. Just say, I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm not gonna speak. You can say that you're invoking your, or not invoking your, or whatever. You can just say, I know my rights. I'm choosing to remain silent. If they blah blah blah, you say, am I being detained or am I free to leave? And you say, I want to speak to a lawyer. You say, I do not consent to any searches. It's just you just refuse.
This is my happy song. I like to sing it all day long. I'll teach you the words, then you can sing along.
What is some zone cat saying? I feel like the stream is detaining me. The right to not join Copper's cult. Fuck off. And another right that you want to remember is the right to due process. Even non-citizens, illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, whatever, they have constitutional protections in America. ICE cannot deport people on a whim. I know Trump makes it seem like they can, but they actually can't. Many people have the right to see an immigration judge, to present a defense, to apply for relief, so like asylum, cancellation, things like that. Fast deportation relies on fear and ignorance. Rights slowing everything down, rights slow everything down. Slowness is power in this situation, people. I need you to know that. Knowing your rights can slow the process of you being kicked out of the country much. You can slow it down so much, you will get away from them. Okay? ICE cannot barge. I'm talking! You are an idiot! I'm not. Hello? I know y'all can hear me, dumbasses. I can see my mic levels going up and down. Brass bus. Also, if they come to your house, remember the 4th Amendment gives you the right to express your 2nd Amendment rights. Well, whatever, brass. I'm really trying to get away from any sort of violence, okay? I am talking specifically about non-violent ways to handle this. Because I'm very much against violence. The right to due process is so important. You might not be a legal immigrant, okay? But you are an immigrant, and you are a person. And even a non-citizen, or whatever, you have constitutional protections. So remember that. You have the right to see a judge. You have the right to present a defense. You have the right to apply for asylum, things like that. It's a process. They want to get you out of the country as fast as possible just so Trump looks good. Remember, this is all about one man's ego. Donald Trump wants to look like a good, effective president. And remember, everyone that voted for Trump is racist, just about. Well, not everyone, but I'd say a good 90+% of them just don't like you. Maybe they don't even live around immigrants. Maybe they don't even live around migrants. You know, a lot of the people that vote for Trump are rural. You know, in the Midwest, like where I'm at right now in Kansas. It's a pretty white area where I'm at, you know. They, a lot, and I'm not saying that Kansans are racist, obviously. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of Democrats in Kansas, too. And there's a lot of, people from all walks of life here. Kansas is a beautiful place, but my point is that a lot of, racist Trump supporters, kind of racist white males, live in, like, kind of country areas, out in the sticks. Like, they're not in the cities. They're not around all the migrants that are in the cities. They just don't like you. It's not even that you're affecting their way of life. It's not even that you, immigrant that I'm speaking to right now, it's not even you. It's just they just don't like immigrants. They just don't want you. So it's their ignorance. It's their racism. And you just got to fight against it. You got to stand up and rise against it, you know, because it's how it is. And, like, look, this country is going to be majority brown anyway, and, like, within 50 years, okay? I think they said that Gen Z is, like, the last generation of, like, what is it? Gen Z, last generation of white. What is it? Yeah, Gen Z will be the last generation with a white majority in the U.S. So it's a real thing. I'll put it up on the screen right now. So Gen Z will be the last generation with white majority in the U.S. Study finds change could come around 2045. So in like 19 years from now. In 19 years. 19, that's teens. So it's like, you know what I mean? Gen Z Americans who were born between 97 and 2012 will be the last generation with a white majority and will give way to a post-2012 majority-minority Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha, that's going to be the generation that my kids are born. So, you know, and I've been talking to Aubrey a lot. We're talking a lot about having kids, you know, and that conversation's been had, and because we're at that age now, and, you know, Papa Cab, Daddy Cab, we've got a lot of names picked out. The two names that I'm most excited about that I want to name, I want a daughter, because I want to be a girl dad. Karen and Autumn. So, yeah, I'm not going to say the full names in case, you know, we do pick them, and I don't want everyone knowing that my children's full names, but Karen and Autumn are the names. Aubrey doesn't like Karen. She likes Autumn more. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. I know we're going to have some people commenting, oh boy, yeah, I know, but I've always liked that name, and long before the memes and all that, so I understand the reaction, the visceral, really? You're going to name your daughter Karen? Like, no, not necessarily. It's just a name that I like, but I like that name long before the Karen meme came out, okay? But anyway. I knew what I said. I like, so I was already like grinning as soon as I said that. As soon as I said the name was Karen, people would be like saying some shit, you know?
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt.
Anyway, no, we're not doing that, Titanium Taxi. Can we roleplay Harold gets taken by ice? No, we're not going to roleplay Harold gets taken by ice. Although if Harold ever did show up, 100% I'm calling ice on him. Not really. I wouldn't do that. I don't like ice. Look, I might dislike Harold, but I really dislike ice. My dislike of ice supersedes my dislike of Harold. But yeah, those are just some rights, you know. Stay silent. Refuse consent is so important. Demand warrants and avoid signing anything. When you do that, these cases will collapse completely. They'll crumble before your eyes. Lawyers need that they need room to work. So the less you give, the better, okay? When lawyers get involved, abuses become more visible if they're trying to abuse their power or their authority. And, yeah. So just knowing these things is half the battle. More than half the battle, really. It's like 75% of the battle. So you got to know you have the right to due process. You don't have to consent to searches. You have the right to a phone call. You have the right to a lawyer eventually, not immediately maybe, but you will have the right to a lawyer for sure. At some point, if you're being detained, you can get a lawyer for sure. Just ask for one. You don't sign anything. You don't refuse entry. You just remember, you tell them the door stays closed if they don't have a warrant. And tell them, don't open the door. Tell them to slide it under the door. Just refuse entry. Just refuse entry. And just tell them to please slide the warrant under the door. Make sure that you ask if you're free to leave or if you're being detained. That is so important. That's like one of the first things you do. One of the first things that you say. If any cop says anything to you, am I being detained or am I free to leave? If they say that you're being detained, go quiet. You have the right to remain silent. And also, you have the right to refuse any sort of searches on your body, in your purses, in your car, whatever. You don't have to consent to searches. And
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Just be disagreeable. Don't talk to them. King Joffrey, as a British citizen who's just...
Cameron.
Hold on, I'm reading something about King Joffrey the Gentle Lion. Okay, well, I don't know about that. As a British citizen who is generally in favor of a strict immigration policy, ICE is doing a great job at making me seriously consider that position. If the UK gets the equivalent to ICE, hell, I'd rather have open borders at that point. Well, there you have it, folks. Titanium Taxi said, I'm worried about Harold in the U.S. Help him. Is Harold in the U.S.? I don't care if he is. I just want to forget that he's around, you know. What up, Cake Chat? CJ the Man, word up, CopperCab. How's your evening going so far? Oh, my evening's doing very well, thank you. Living Legend OD said amen. Well, right on. I am, yeah, so that's, it's 10 p.m. exactly on the dot. So I think I've gotten the point of what I wanted to say. Let me just do a little outro here for that. But I'm still going to be streaming. I'm not ending the stream. So yeah, I hope that, this video helps you. And if you just so happen to come across an ICE agent, remember what I said. Right to remain silent. You don't have to consent to any searches. Never give them permission to do any of that. And they're not your friend. They're not there to protect you. They're there to get you out of the country, to make Trump look good while he's in office. It's literally just a political power play. And it's bullshit. So never consent to anything when it comes to ICE, okay? So yeah, I hope that you have a great night, and I hope that you're staying safe out there. Remember, violence is never the answer. In fact, they probably want you to be violent so that you will look bad and that they can gaslight the rest of the country, middle America, into hating you and saying, look at these savage animals, it's bullshit. Remember, Star Wars, Palpatine, he pitted people against each other. So, yeah, just don't play into their hands. Never respond violently. Never, ever, never choose violence. Be safe and be respectful and know your rights. So there you go. I'm working. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt.
Hey, listen, I don't want to talk about Harold, okay? Can y'all just, like, stop bringing him up? It's, like, starting to annoy me. Just, like, don't do that, okay? Whatever.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Screw ICE, and can we talk about how MAGA heads will explode when Bad Bunny comes out wearing a dress to represent Puerto Rican LGBTQ icons? Is that real? Wow. Wow. Bad Bunny's going to wear a dress to the halftime Super Bowl show to honor queer icons. That is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. That's amazing. I want to say something I don't say often. Or I don't think I've ever said this, but thank you, Brass Bus. I don't know if I've ever said that before. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I had no idea about this, but this will be my stream for tomorrow. Wow. Bad Bunny's going to wear a dress to the 2020. That is exciting as shit. Wow. I'll talk about this tomorrow. I want to research this tonight, though, and, like, actually figure out what's going on. All right, take care, you guys.